Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Runnerman15, and in the last video I made on DriveX, we compared DriveX to BeamNG, and my thoughts were that DriveX has a lot of potential. Obviously, still very early in development, still very kind of jank and whatnot, but I thought it had a lot of potential, but people commented in that video saying that I should try this game called Flexic X. It's called Flexic X Car Crash Simulator, which you can see I have right here. And we're going to be using Nox to emulate this game, mainly because I don't have an Android device on Android 10. All of the Android devices I have are like really old. So this is kind of the only way I can play the game. So the experience for people who have an actual Android phone running a newer version of Android might be different than my experience emulating the game on an emulator on PC. So, just to get that out of the way. But I wanted to check out this game, and then I wanted to kind of do a little comparison to DriveX to see who copied who, right? Because they have the same name, except for they have DriveX, Flexic X. They both have Car Crash Simulator in their title. So I wanted to see if maybe someone did a little bit of plagiarizing. Who knows? I'm not accusing anyone of anything, okay? At least not yet. I'm just, this is an idea, right? I just want to find out. So apparently this game released in at the end of July. I think it was July 29th of 2024, which is, this year. And DriveX actually released the end of September. So it came out 2 whole months after Flexic X. So DriveX is newer, and we're gonna see if it's just a ripoff of Flexic X. So press any key to start. It's like it knows I'm on a computer. All right, data collection. No, no thanks. All right, so we get a daily reward. Okay, so Flexic X daily reward. Home. Okay, so the UI is different. This UI is giving me some like gear.club vibes, maybe some I forget that one card racing game, but I'm liking the UI. Okay, it's not like BeamNG. DriveX had a UI very similar to BeamNG Drive. It's kind of the same color scheme, similar like layout, but obviously it was different. It wasn't exactly the same. This is just completely different in my opinion. All right, so we got levels. There are two crash test levels. We got crash tests and grid map. Then we have city highway and city. And then we have terrain. Okay, okay. There is a shop. So as you can see, I guess we have to buy cars in this game. This car you have to watch ads for, okay. And then the Trail Rover. So I guess let's get a free Audi, I guess. Then you can buy obstacles, which I guess there's none in the store right now. And then here is the settings tab. So we have hints. There are controls, I guess. Doesn't look like you can really rebind anything though. Audio, visuals. So this is where we can mess with the graphics. Let's turn up the graphics just a little bit, right? I'm thinking we're not able to do that. All right, let's turn that on high. We'll keep that on low, and we'll just leave the rest of that normal for now. And then here's the data tab, which privacy policy. This apparently soft locks the game. Nice. Okay, well, don't click on the data tab, guys. You might soft lock your game. Also, something else that I should mention, both of these games, both DriveX and Flexic X, are made using Unity, which is, if you don't know what Unity is, it's a game engine used by a lot of indie developers, mainly because I'm pretty sure it's free, and it's pretty easy to use. At least it's easier than, most game engines, right? So let's just go ahead and play, and oh, let's get the grid map. Let's get all of these maps just so we can kind of test them out, right? Have to download them. Okay. Let's just download the grid map, I guess. So here are the graphics, I guess. So not bad. I'm sure the graphics quality is probably could be higher. Also looks like you can upgrade the car. So there's car upgrades in this game. That's kind of interesting. Okay. So here's the Audi, right? So there is some car customization. That is definitely cool. I don't think DriveX had any car customization, at least to my knowledge. So as you can see, we are getting some graphical issues. I'm not sure if that is a problem with the game itself or if it's a problem with the emulator. Also, apparently they just added this thing called body grab. I think that's what it's called, something like that. But it's pretty much like in BeamNG when you use the node selector, you can kind of pick up the car and whatnot. So in this game, I guess they just recently added that, so that's cool. So you can like grab the car and like throw it around and stuff, where like the car flips over, you can just, oh, there goes the wheel. You can just kind of flip it over like that. So that's definitely kind of cool. Is there a reset button? There is. And we get an ad. So it features kind of the same kind of ad style where it shows you an ad after it resets the car, which, like I said, I don't like ads, but it's alright, I guess. It's hard to tell since my controls are kind of limited, but I think the vehicle physics is better in this game, a little bit more realistic in this game, maybe. The suspension is definitely looks a little bit more realistic. I wonder if there's any suspension tests on this map. Alright, well there are some like bumps over here, so I guess we can go over some bumps to see how well the car does. Okay. Car's a little bouncy, but not bad. Not bad compared to DriveX. Those cars were very bouncy. Let's do a little crash test here, and let's see kind of how the crash physics are, I guess. I'm assuming there is a wall in front of me, right? Yeah, it's coming up. Oh, wow. Okay. So, the actual destruction in this game seems to be a lot more detailed. I really wish I could move the camera around with my cursor, but it doesn't seem to want to work. Oh, there we go. Oh, and we get more buttons right here, so we can turn off ABS, we can turn off the lights, we can turn the engine on and off, we can put the hazard lights on if we want to. Okay, so that's cool. They have some more controls. My question is, why am I not able to... Okay, it seems to be kind of weird. I don't know, it's not liking the mouse, but as you can see, that is definitely better than DriveX. DriveX was kind of more just basic Unity-like, where it just kind of, squishes. It looks like I've seen one person compare the game to Jello physics. This game seems to have a lot more of I'm trying to turn the camera. There we go. Seems to be a lot more realistic in the like the crumpling of the body and like just how the front of the car deforms. As you can see, there is a lot of glitches, but like I said, this could be caused by the emulator. So let me know down in the comments if the game actually looks like this or if it's just the emulator. Okay, now, there we go. I don't know why my cursor is just not wanting to work. But you can see just like the actual like destruction of the car, like parts are coming off, like the headlight came off, and it doesn't just all kind of just squish together like DriveX does. I feel like DriveX has a more basic Unity damage model because I've seen a lot of mobile Unity like destruction derby games or just racing games with the realistic destruction where they just have that really super squishy like Jello physics pretty much. This game seems to be, at least in my opinion, a lot more advanced and I think a lot closer to BeamNG Drive. But then again, there is less content in this game. So you can either have a better damage model, possibly better car physics model, I'm not entirely sure on that, or you can have better graphics, better small little car details, and more cars and maps to choose from, I guess. Actually, no, I think there was only 2 maps in DriveX, so technically this game has more maps, just less cars. But with the cars in this game, obviously the developer has added a lot more detail in how the car actually deforms versus DriveX. It has a crap ton of cars, but a lot of the cars' physics and crash physics are very, I guess, not very well developed, I guess, not very well designed. Not a lot of time put into them. They're very basic. So this game is definitely interesting, though. I would love to see more content added to this game. It would be nice to see a Apple release, an iPhone release, considering I don't have an Android phone. Um, which I do. Oh, I do want to get an Android phone. I just need to save up some money for a new phone. So yeah, kind of the same thing. Looks a lot better in my opinion than DriveX. So yeah, well, very cool. Let's go ahead and try out a different map. Okay, well, first thing I can notice is there's not a bunch of glitching around the car, kind of like in the other level. The graphics in this game aren't great, but it is a mobile game, so, you know, what can you realistically expect, especially since it's running Unity, or it's running off of Unity. So, but, you know, graphics aren't a main focus. I mean, BeamNG Drive doesn't even have the best graphics, so yeah, it's gonna be a little difficult to control, but you can kind of. There we go. We just crashed into the side right there. I feel like the destruction is a lot better in this game than DriveX. Like, it is so much better. Just how the car is being destroyed, you know? So, if you are interested in more realistic crash physics, I would recommend playing Flexic X if you have an Android device or a PC and can run a Android emulator. But for my Apple users out there, you guys are stuck with DriveX. So hopefully DriveX does get a little bit better with its crash physics, and hopefully we'll see a Flexic X release on iOS. So I wanted to go back to DriveX and actually kind of compare the at least one of the trucks to the truck in Flexic X just to see how the damage model in this game stacks up against it. In the previous recording in the previous part of the video, I said in my opinion that Flexic X was better, but let's actually put this to the test. So we're going to go to the grid map here, and then I'm going to pick a truck if I can find one. Okay, so this truck is a little similar. Oh, you have to watch an ad for this truck. Can I use this truck? You have to watch an ad. All right, time to watch an ad, I guess. It seems the ad hasn't loaded yet or you don't have an internet connection. So I can't play the game? Hello? Okay, let's unlock. No? All right. Well, can't really test that, so I guess let's thumb through the cars here until I find one that doesn't need an ad. I mean, that's a good way, a little way to make some money, but to be honest, I don't think you should lock all your cars behind ads, especially if like if the user is an offline user, you know, and they want to use something else other than this car. But let's go ahead and do some similar tests here. So we're going to do a test at 60 kilometers, just like the truck. And as you can see, this is what I'm talking about. The car actually just kind of smushes inward. You can see the kind of weird edges on the hood right there. And there is some deformation on the sides, some kind of more realistic deformation, but it's, in my opinion, not as detailed as Flexic X. And then also the vehicle physics themselves, actual vehicle physics, do feel better in Flexic X. This game, the car's just kind of sliding around, you know? You can't really lose control of the car because it kind of just corrects itself. And also the suspension is very stiff on this vehicle, which that could just be how this vehicle is kind of like more of a race car anyways. But the suspension definitely does feel a little stiffer. Let's do a little corner. Okay, that kind of smushed the car. Let's do like a little corner hit like we did with the truck. It won't be as accurate as the truck, but we can at least get a rough estimation. So yeah, you see it just kind of crumples inward, you know? And it's not like super basic. Like, it's definitely better than most Unity racing or, you know, Destruction Derby games. But Flexic X, I just feel like has a lot more detail. If we look at the actual side of the car as it hits the side, as you saw on the truck in the video, the frame kind of deforms a little bit. So I'm gonna slow down. And it doesn't really like doesn't look like the frame is bending at all of the car. Car just kind of stays static, and this kind of just smushes inwards. But still not bad for a mobile game, but I do think Flexic X... man, I cannot speak. I do think Flexic X is better with its crash physics, and it would be very cool to see a iOS release, especially to try and combat DriveX, maybe. Give a little bit of competition, you know, on all platforms. But yeah, if you guys want to see more FlexX content or more DriveX content in the future, let me know down in the comments. Also, comment any games, any suggestions for any videos, or any games you guys want to see me try. I'm always open to suggestions, obviously. Definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that little notification bell so you know when the video goes live. Other than that, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button. I'm Runnerman15. I'll see you guys later, and peace.